stances. We're going to be going over front stance, back stance, fighting stance, horse stance, and high stance. Chariap, chumbi. For the fighting stance, I'm going to shoot my arms straight back. Right leg is going to shoot back. Both arms will come forward. Front arm, I'm going to be looking over my knuckles. That's how high the front fist should be. The back fist is about 1 inch away from my jawline, protecting my face and my side. My elbows are pointed straight down. My feet are 1.5 shoulder distance apart, so it's a little wider than my shoulders. My knees have a slight bend in them, not much. We don't want a big bend, just a small bend. My front foot's going to be on a 45-degree angle, and my back foot's going to be on a 90-45. Anything in the middle is okay. Okay? And here's the fighting stance. From here, we're going to go into a front stance. Back leg is going to shoot straight back. Hands are going to come into the chamber. Back leg is locked. Toes are pointed on a 45-degree angle. My front leg completely bent. My foot is pointing directly forward. Shoulders are squared. We don't want the shoulders turned in any way. Okay? A lot of times, new students, when they step forward in the front stance, their foot creeps over and then their shoulders turn. That is one of the main things that goes wrong with the front stance. When we step forward in the front stance, we have to maintain the distance of the stance. So my leg shoots out to the angle, slightly, shoots out to the angle so I can maintain the distance of my feet. So if I move my left leg forward, if you notice, I move towards the left a little bit. If I shoot my right leg forward, I move towards the right. High stance, also known as walking stance, okay? The high stance, the reason they call it a high stance is because we're up high, we're not bent. Feet are close together, that it resembles a natural walking position, how I would normally walk. That's going to be the distance of my stance. Both feet are facing forward. The back foot can turn 15 degrees, that's okay, but no more than that. When I step forward, I just take a natural walking position. I don't go too far or too shallow. Natural walking position. And that is your high stance. Your back stance. My back leg is going to be on a 90-degree angle. My front leg is on a my front foot is on a 15-degree angle. Okay? My weight distribution is 70% to the back, 30% to the front, which is going to put most of my weight on the back leg. My shoulders are on a 45-degree angle. All right? Slight bend in the front knee, big bend in the back knee. Back stance. Horse stance. Horse stance. Exactly what it says. It's like we're riding a horse. That's what it resembles. My left leg will step, my knees bend, and I'm sitting deep into the stance. My feet are pointed directly forward. We don't want them to flare out on 45-degree angles. We want them completely forward. Knees can flare out, but the feet can't flare out. And we're sitting deep. This is very hard sometimes for beginners because their legs start to get really tired. But this is what builds the leg muscles. This is what builds the hips. It makes you strong in the lower back if you're doing the stance right. They're always going to wind up creeping up here, right, to relieve the pressure from their legs. But it's important that they learn to stay in this stance as long as they possibly can. When we go into horse stance, from the chumbi position, the left leg always moves, not the right. So even though the left leg moves on chumbi, it only moves shoulder distance. Then the next step, when we call out horse stance, it moves again, and we sit.